Greetings, everyone. I'm going to provide a little history for you all, especially for the young people, because you have never been taught a lot of things about your people, so called black people. You think we always just have a history of slavery. That's not true. In less than about 50 years, 60 years ago, up till 1975, we was actually a country, a nation, or a state. What do I mean by that? Okay, a normal state, you have a president or head of state. They have a jet. They travel around the world. They have import and export. The people support them. They influence the government to bring better laws for themselves. Now, without government, we didn't have people in the Congress representing us. No, we didn't have that. We didn't need that because the things we needed for ourselves, we was able to bring about. For example, everybody need housing, food, clothing, shelter. Guess what? We produced this for ourselves. We built our own houses. We had our own farms. We had our own clothing factories. So we didn't need to ask the government to pass any special laws for us. That's why unity, coming together as a people, that's the most powerful thing you can have. You determine your life. Now, I was watching this. I wasn't a part of it. I was a little young then and foolish, but I actually saw this happen in my community. We had fish markets. And what nation I'm talking about? I'm talking about the Nation of Islam under Elijah Muhammad. We had fish markets, and mostly every community had fish markets. You can buy fish very, very cheap and reasonable, very good fish. It was imported from South America, Peru mostly. That was the business they had. They had supermarkets, they had bakeries. Yes, we had all these things. I say at least from about 1950s through 1970, for at least 40 years, we had these things. We had our own newspaper, which is so important, having your own newspaper. Because if you don't tell about what's going on in your community, who's supposed to do it? So I just want to give you some history on what your ancestors did. We were supposed to teach you to carry the ball. Oh, I can't leave out the most one of the most important things besides growing your own food is having your own schools and universities. Yes, we had the Nation of University of Islam, schools of Islam for all of our children. Now, what happened to all of it? Well, in 1975, Elijah Muhammad passed away, and the son who did not believe in him, who was educated with the Muslims over there in Arabia with their form of Islam, he went. He was sent there to learn the language, to learn Arabic, and to learn the real Islamic teachings. Not real Islamic. I say the Islam of the East. So when he got older, he dismantled everything his father taught. It was like a coup took place. He destroyed everything that was built in just about 3 years. Then you had people like Louis Farrakhan speaking up to keep the people from leaving. Because a lot of people just left. So Louis came and started saying how great you are as a black people. He didn't get back the things that were lost. He didn't build them back. He had a lot of time to do it. Like I said, these things were destroyed over just about 3 years. So Lewis came in 78, close to 80, 80, 90, 2010, 20. So he had 40 years to build it. He had the people, he had the money. Plus, he got loans from overseas, but he didn't build nothing. Nothing of significance. Yeah, he got a restaurant, got a $5 million temple, but that's not helping anybody outside of Chicago. He's not helping people in Chicago. I think he got a few buildings in Chicago, maybe a supermarket, a bakery in Chicago, but that's it. So I just want to let you know that we did have a nation. We were respected around the world. Yes, we had all that. As I lay on my bed, talk about what we had. But it's important to know this because you think you never did anything, you never had anything. So if you know you had this, you can do it again. Somebody hearing this is going to say, "Hey, I want us to have that again. I want us to be respected. I want us to have our own businesses in our communities. I want us to build our own houses." That's what self-respecting people do. That's what all people do. We become a nation of consumers, looking for somebody else to build and do for you. And then you got the nerve to complain to them. You should be glad they gave you a job. They're not supposed to take care of you. God say you take care of your own. So if he prefer hiring his own people, that's his right. You need to have your own businesses so you can hire your own people. What happened to us, people? What happened? What happened to you? Ain't nothing happened to me. I've always been working for that reality of being independent communities, separate. No, no. Integration is not going to help us. It hasn't. Integration has destroyed us. If you can't see that now, you're blind as a bat. Okay, well, that's all I want to share. You have a wonderful history.